welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at 10 boss fights that are harder than their game's final boss. From secret bosses to weirdly imbalanced story bosses, there are tons of games where the final encounter isn't the hardest.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Mr. Freeze, Batman Arkham City.
You will bring me Nora, or you will die.
The encounter against Mr. Freeze in Batman Arkham City plays out a little differently from most other boss fights in the game. You'll have to use the environment and all the gadgets at your disposal instead of just pounding away at him head on. The tough part is once one tactic is used, he'll catch on and you have to find another way to stun him.
I learn from my mistakes, Batman. I understand your strategies, Batman. I will defeat them all.
It gets difficult and annoying if you're not too familiar with Batman's arsenal, and if Freeze takes you out, you're treated to an insulting game over screen.
Death is called Batman.
Grim Matchstick, Cuphead. Cuphead, the retro platforming beat-em-up from 2017, is filled to the brim with some of gaming's hardest boss fights. The hardest, however, isn't the final fight with the devil, but the fire-breathing dragon Grim Matchstick found in Fiery Frolic. This big green idiot's second form sees him sprout multiple heads, shooting out projectiles to take up most of the screen, making it nearly impossible to stand in one spot for too long. Mastery of the platforming mechanics and holding the shoot button at the same time will win the day, and we wouldn't blame you for giving up. This gave so many people hand cramps. Emil, Nier Automata.
Okay, this is not good.
Alert. Magical weapons from the old world detected.
Unlocking the fight against Emil is a challenge in and of itself, as you'll have to finish the Emil's Memory side quest. We won't get into details about how to complete it, but trust us when we say it's a convoluted headache. Aside from that, you'll also have to be at least level 50 and have upgraded your weapons to the max. Once you finish these, you can now take on your adorable companion. It's the hardest fight in the game, and you'll learn more about the character's tragic backstory, giving the character even more emotional depth.
We try our best! In the rain, in the wind, in the storm!
Taking place over numerous phases, from a giant flying centipede to a bunch of giant face balls, it'll truly test your skills and demand the utmost focus for you to come out on top.
This sadness! This desperation! You know nothing about it!
Sephiroth, Kingdom Hearts. There's a reason why many have never managed to defeat Sephiroth. This fight becomes available at the Colosseum after you seal the keyhole in Hollow Bastion toward the end of the game. Donald and Goofy sit this one out, so it's recommended to have cure magic and some potions on hand for the entire fight. Sephiroth's massive sword Masamune takes up most of the screen when swiped, making dodging a chore. He also has massive area of effect magic attacks that are near impossible to dodge. His first life bar is invisible, adding to an already whopping 3 life bars, and he grows relentless with his attacks when he's close to defeat. Red, Pokemon Gold and Silver. To this day, battling Red at the top of Mount Silver is one of the toughest trainer fights in all the Pokemon games. and is leagues harder than the Elite Four champion of Pokemon Gold and Silver versions, the Dragon Master, Lance. His team has extremely wide type coverage with multiple heavy hitters, the 3 original Kanto starters, and a whopping level 81 Pikachu that hits like a truck. We'd recommend grinding away and rematching the Elite Four a few times to get your team to a point where they can hold their own against this legendary trainer. Emerald Weapon, Final Fantasy VII. The toughest of the 5 weapons, and even more challenging than the final Sephiroth fight, Emerald Weapon gave us a run for our money all the way back in 1997, and continues to do so on subsequent playthroughs even today. Located at the bottom of the sea, and you'll only have 20 minutes to defeat it unless you've equipped the underwater materia. Even if you do, you're in for the fight of your life. It has a whopping 1 million HP, and its Iron Tam attack deals insane damage that can wipe out your entire party in one go. Beating Emerald Weapon is one of the most satisfying accomplishments in any Final Fantasy, and we're terrified and excited to see how the 3rd game in the remake trilogy handles it. The Nameless King, Dark Souls 3. We purposely decided not to fill this list with just bosses from Souls-like games, because that would be boring and a little too easy. But we'd be fooling ourselves if we thought the Nameless King didn't deserve a spot. The optional Dark Souls 3 boss is generally agreed upon to be the toughest in the game, and one of the toughest in any FromSoft game, save for one, but more on that later. The fight is had over 2 phases. You take on the King of Storms, the King's Storm Drake. It flies around the arena with the king mounted on, taking swipes at you and dropping projectiles for you to dodge. Once you take it out, the true fight against the Nameless King begins. He's a towering beast of a boss with an equally gigantic sword that attacks you with the relentlessness you'd expect. He's also extremely quick and has super long range, so dodging at the right time is crucial. Simon, Clair Obscure, Expedition 33.
I'll lay you to rest, my friend.
Sure, Clair Obscure Expedition 33 only came out a few months ago, but its spot on this list is a testament to how good it is, and how brutal some of the bosses can be. No spoilers, but in Act 3 of this incredible turn-based RPG, the world opens up a lot more, and you have the option to take on dozens of formidable optional bosses, the hardest of which is Simon. Let's face it, the final boss of the game is a pushover if you're prepared correctly, but Simon is the real deal. The fight takes place over 3 phases, each increasing in difficulty over the last. Simon carries a massive sword and attacks with lightning-fast combos that not only deal huge damage, but are very difficult to dodge and parry.
Get out of this campus!
Valkyrie Queen, Sigrun, God of War 2018. The Valkyrie fights in God of War Ragnarok were tough, but they don't hold up against the difficulty of God of War 2018's versions. The Valkyrie Queen Sigrun is the true test of skill in the game over Baldur, and even getting to her is a challenge in itself. You'll have to find and defeat the other 8 Valkyries, which are formidable foes themselves. Then, once you bring their helmets to the Council of Valkyries, the fight against Sigrun starts. She sports tactics similar to the other Valkyries you've faced so far, although she's much faster and hits way harder. Timing your dodges and parries is the most important way to ensure you survive her onslaught, and finding the right opening for your own attacks is harder than it looks. Malenia, Blade of Miquella, Elden Ring.
And I have never known defeat.
At this point, we all know Elden Ring is one of the greatest games of all time, and its boss fights are a big contributing factor to that. The final fight against the Radagon of the Golden Order and the Elden Beast are no slouches, but the real toughest challenge in the game is, say it with us, Malenia, Blade of Miquella. There's a reason she tops many of our lists here at MojoPlays, and we don't foresee that changing anytime soon. The two-phase fight is a gauntlet of constant dodging and parrying just to survive, and finding a good opening to attack her is tough. She maneuvers around the arena extremely fast and covers a ton of ground, and her sword swipes take up most of the screen. Her second phase gives her the ability to fly, and she has new area of effect attacks that'll surely end you fast. There are countless secret or hidden bosses that are much more challenging than their game's final encounters, so who are some of your favorites? Let us know in the comments.
That about does it. No shadows detected.